This is the question asked in today's skillrack daily challenge. So our task is to accept a time as input and print the next immediate palindromic time as our output. So let us see our sample test cases. For the given sample input 1, the time is 12:10. So we must start checking for palindromes from 12:11. And when we encounter a palindromic time format, we must print that particular time and exit our program. So here, when the time becomes 12:21, it becomes a palindromic time format. So when we read it from first to last, it is 1 2 2 1. And again, when we read it from last to first, it is 1 2 2 1. So this time format is a palindromic time format. Hence, we print this as our output. Now let us see our sample input 2. Here, the given input time is 5:55. So we must start checking for palindromes from 5:56. And when the time becomes 10:1, it forms a palindromic time format. So again, when we read it from first to last, it is 1001, and when we read it from last to first, it is 1001. So both are same. Hence, this is a palindromic time format. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. This is the program I have written. So let us start from our main function. So here, first I am declaring two new integer variables named hh and mm, and then I am going to accept the given input time format. And here I am separating the specifiers using a colon. So what happens is, the integer that is present before the colon would be stored in the integer hh, and the integer that is present after the colon would be stored in the variable mm. And soon after accepting the input, I am incrementing the value of mm, because we must start checking for palindromes from the next time. So I am incrementing the value of mm. And now I am going to create a nested while loop. So the first loop increments the value of hh, and the second while loop increments the value of mm. And the first while loop is an infinite loop, because here in every iteration we are making the value of mm to 0 and incrementing the value of hh, and if the value of hh becomes 24, we are again making it to 0. So this while loop doesn't break in any case. So the first while loop is an infinite loop. And here in the second while loop, we are incrementing the value of mm in every iteration. So we are including a condition mm less than or equal to 59. And in every iteration of this nested while loop, we are going to create a new character array named time of size 5. And we are going to convert the current values of hh and mm into time format and store it into this character array time. So here, between the specifiers, we are separating it using a colon. So we would get a perfect time format. And here the values of hh and mm must be always of 2 digits. Suppose if the value of hh is 1, while representing it in the time format, we should represent hh as 0, 1. So to do that, we are making use of this %02d. That is, we would be adding 02 in front of our specifier. So what this does is, it always maintains the number of digits in the integer hh as 2, and suppose if the number of digits become less, it adds a 0 in its beginning. So this is what this %02d does. So now a %time format would be present in this character array time, and now we are checking whether the character array time is a palindrome or not. And if it is a palindrome, then we are going to print it and terminate our whole program. So to check whether it is a palindrome, we are making use of this function. So this is a user defined function which I have defined above. So this function accepts the character array in its arguments and returns 1 if it is a palindrome and returns 0 if it is not a palindrome. So to check for that, we are creating a for loop that iterates from 0 till string length of s by 2. And in every iteration, we will be checking s of I and s of string length of s minus 1 minus I. And if the characters are not equal, then we would return 0, or else we would return 1. So this is how this function is palindrome works. So let us go back to our main function. So whenever a palindrome is found, we would just print the current time and terminate our whole program. So now let us check our program with sample test cases. So now I have given the time as 12:10 as input, and our expected time is 12:21. So we are also getting 12:21. And now I have given the sample input 2, and our expected output is 10:1. So we are also getting the same values. This is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.